Hello, and welcome back to the Spoilercast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them because it is the Spoilercast. My name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusty co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
And in today's episode, we are talking about, I don't know, it was mildly hyped, but we're a few weeks late to the table.
As usual.
So I don't know if anyone cares anymore, but we're talking about the menu.
I don't think that clap registered.
I did on my thing. Anyway,
Okay, cool.
I'll add in a little clap effect if it didn't. Just a big thing. They clap all the time in the movie.
Yeah.
At first it's funny, but then it becomes scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the menu. The new movie in the genre of rich people suck, basically. Which has become a thing since Parasite. I mean, it was always a thing. I mean, you can trace that back to like what's his name? Oh no, the guy who made Dracula, Dead and Loving It, and Blazing Saddles. Mel Brooks.
What were we talking about?
The Menu, I suppose. Whatever, movies where people. If you're listening to this, we just had a 3-minute like search through Mel Brooks's IMDb to find a movie I don't even know the name of, and I might be thinking of another person now that I'm thinking of it because I can't find it. Whatever, you know the movie. Yeah, but we're talking about.
Or you know the types of movies.
You know the types of movies. Parasite is the big one. Oh, Parasite. There was actually a movie a year before that called Burning, which kind of was in the same league, but not as blunt and dumb as Parasite. Yes, I thought Parasite was bad. Whatever. Not bad, but it wasn't great.
You've done a video on that, haven't you?
2 videos on it, even.
Right. So go check them out if you want to know how and why.
So, but now it's it's an easy way to I don't even know what to call it. Like, it's this thing where like, filmmakers wanna crap on rich people. Like, high society. It's this and I think it's so weird because you're spending like millions and millions and millions of dollars, sometimes even hundreds of millions of dollars, and saying like, people with money are the worst because they got the money unfairly. But motherfucker,
see,
you're spending
you got
millions
money.
of dollars, which instead of like spending those millions of dollars on a movie saying, rich people suck, they ruin the world, you could just give that money to people who need it then, if it's such a big problem.
Or do something good in general.
Donate it. That's still a tax write-off, so you don't even have to worry. But no, they make a movie about it. Oh, we're making a statement. Like,
I kind of disagree with you. I don't think the menu is solely about rich people in general. I think there's a nuance to it in this one. However, there are definitely movies that are like rich people suck and they're dumb, but they're all made by rich people because, I mean, the average movie director in Hollywood makes a lot of money.
even the small, I mustn't say indie directors, but like smaller directors, they're still making more money than a regular person, so to speak.
They probably make my yearly salary in like a couple of movies at least.
They're not in the working class. No, and that's the difference. Anyway.
Yes.
Yes. So I've already told you, I didn't really like the menu.
No.
I thought it was
Obviously.
occasionally interesting, funny maybe once, but ultimately it tried too hard to say, these people, basically. And for me, it was rich people, I kind of go with rich people because it also talks like about pretentious people, but everyone in there are rich except for one or two persons, then technically. But
more or
less,
less,
one of them, except for the protagonist, who is of course of the working class. Oh, spoilers! She's the one who survives because she understands in ways that the rich people could never do. Oh my god. Anyway, sorry. So even the one other person who isn't a rich person from the upper class, he is aspiring to it, faking his way into that class, basically. So you can say it's about pretentious people. You can say that it's about, vapid or I don't know, other kinds of people. But it's ultimately their one common denomination is money.
Yeah, denominator.
They have money. They're rich, and that's what has gotten them there.
See, I think it is a lack of appreciation, which he actually mentions appreciation. That is the reason they're all there.
Yeah, but
these are the people in society who are just mining other people. They don't care about the art or the craft behind anything anymore. They just want to make sure that they look like they do, because then they're cool, sort of.
Yeah, but that's the point. Who in society are those people?
Mainly rich people, but also, the fake rich people.
No, yeah, but they...
Or the influencers.
Yes, but they're in the same bracket. That's what rich people... I mean upper class, high society. That's what I mean. I'm not specifically rich people. I mean, because rich... Anyone who makes, like, $100,000 a year is rich to me, because I make nowhere near that much money. I mean, and I'm also not, like... interested in making. So if I had $100,000 a year, I would never want for anything else. Because you know what I mean. Like, I'm not talking about expressly rich. I'm talking about upper class, and that means rich people. That's what I keep saying rich people because it's funnier than saying upper class.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense when you say.
But
rich
they are
people.
all rich.
No,
except for one person.
I don't think the former actor is rich, though.
Well, how did he pay for the dinner then? Because it's incredibly expensive and super exclusive. He doesn't mainly...
Well, he can pay for that. I mean, I could pay for that if I really wanted to.
No, you couldn't.
Could.
In that, they don't mention prices, but I'm pretty sure you couldn't.
They do mention the price. It's 12,000 per seat or something, or 1,200 per seat.
It's not 1,200 because then I could pay for it. It's 12,000 per seat.
12,000 then.
You could pay 12,000 for a dinner.
I could. It's a waste of money, but okay, I could.
Whatever. No, you couldn't because then you would be.
I mean, it'd take a couple of months of saving, but I could.
Sure. Anyway, I mean, but you wouldn't. That's the point. Only rich people do
what
it.
I'm saying
that's
too.
The thing. That's not even part of this discussion, really. Or we shouldn't make it about that because we both know what we mean. When you say pretentious people, I say rich people. We both mean upper class. The people who are parasites, who trade in other people, basically. Yeah.
Yes.
So, what?
But I still liked it, though.
What did you like about it?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was an interesting, view on different kinds of parasites, I suppose, in society. I liked the characters. They were very different and very interesting to see in this kind of society, the kind of environment. And on top of that, it was dark and gloomy, and you had this from the start. As soon as they walked off the boat, I was like, yes, someone's gonna die. How are they gonna incorporate that into a dinner? That's interesting. Which they did in a very interesting way. When they have that dude shoot himself in front of everyone. Not that I would have enjoyed it, but it's a weird concept. And it's intriguing.
Yeah, like I said on Letterboxd, it's for me it was too try-hardy. I mean, the fact that they are critiquing pretentious food like this, but all the food in the movie was prepared by exactly that kind of chef, a 3 Michelin star chef.
Yeah,
that I don't remember her name, but she has some fancy restaurant. And I looked up the Instagram. It's literally courses from her menu or dishes from her menu.
Well, obviously it has to be though. Because it has to look like that kind of food, because that's what made him famous, obviously. You can't get famous from making great burgers.
No, you can, but
not that level of famous.
No, you can't get that level of prestige. You can't get the level of famous. Look at Ray Kroc.
Sure, but okay, you can't take those prices
exactly.
for a burger.
Prestige.
Yeah,
sure, but I mean, and the. But you see the irony in that? Yeah.
Of course, but that's the point, isn't it? This entire movie is about irony.
No, it's meta irony, because it's ironic that they think like, ugh, stuff like this is so bad, but then they use it to say that it's bad. I mean, you know.
But he's using the kind in the movie. He's using this stuff to show that they're just dumb idiots who eat anything he presents them because he's rich or he's supposedly this great chef. It's irony. He's ironic in his menu.
Yeah, but
that's how I saw it.
Yeah,
at
but
least.
he has been serving this kind of food even before he became tired of it. Even before he became cynical. So like he still believes this kind of like
or he believed
foam made from the ocean and fucking like molecularized cucumber is good, which is.
No, he thought probably, but he doesn't think it anymore.
He never says that.
That's what I assume. That's how I interpret his actions.
You said it yourself. He was tired of people not appreciating it. Like they don't see the craft behind it. They're just there to like gawk at it. So and sure he finds more joy in making the burger for Margot, or whatever her name is.
Margot, yeah.
In the end, but that's because she actually appreciates it. The message right off the bat, right there, the message is muddled. Like, what are you trying to say? It doesn't really make sense. And then we get to the next problem. So his decision is to then kill everyone who goes to his restaurant, including himself.
That's a bit.
Yeah,
that's
and
a
then
bit
it's
much.
like, so then because then it's the whole like, what makes him judge, jury, and executioner? Like, yeah, you don't like these people.
Yeah.
What gives you the right to kill them? And like, it's a movie, so whatever. Like, people kill each other in movies all the time. Yeah, I know. But like, the metaphor here is basically like, kill rich people because they suck.
It's more like it's okay to kill people who make you sad.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah,
no. You can't kill people just because they make you sad or angry or annoy you. That's not really cool.
No, exactly. You know? It's so on the nose. It's the same. I don't know if I used this metaphor recently or if it was us talking about this. It's the whole punch a Nazi thing. Like, yeah, Nazis are terrible people, but that does not give you the right to punch them unless they're punching you. Like, just because someone stands there says, oh, I'm a Nazi. You can't just punch them.
Yeah.
No. There are other ways to go about it. So you can't just be like, these people are pretentious. I'm going to burn them to death. Like, no! Yeah. And even like, it's a metaphor, it's a movie. Yeah, but what kind of message is that sending?
Yeah, no, that part was, although very artistic and still somewhat interesting psychologically, it's still, you can't do it. It's dumb. That's not the way to do it.
It's also so on the nose. Like, it's literally like, we're gonna kill the rich people because they suck. Like, how about be a little more clever? Like I said, because we were going to record this before. When I said we had technical difficulties, it wasn't really technical difficulties. We kind of exhausted the discussion before we even got to the recording part. And now we're just trying to recount that basically, because we've had a week to catch up basically. Yeah, wouldn't it have been more effectful? If everyone who was there actually lived and they were and every course was just a way to Because that's also part of it. Every course is designed to humiliate them in some way.
Or just make them realize
make
something.
them realize something. But mainly like to point a finger at them. Like, this is why you are terrible. And so he's trying to teach them a lesson, but then he kills them all. So why didn't he just shoot them in the head when they came in there? What's the point? That's all for the audience. Sure. Once again, that works for a movie, but in reality, but you're still trying to, it's this, it's the, I don't know what it's called in movies. It's the ludonarrative dissonance that you get in video games. That, when you're, snapped out of, oh, wait, this is a video game. I'm not immersed anymore. In movies, it's like, oh, wait, so he taught them all a lesson and now he's killing them. That doesn't make sense. The internal logic doesn't make sense.
Where's the lesson for the audience then? Because they don't get to live with the consequences.
The lesson is there for us. But the people in the movie who he was trying to teach a lesson, where's the lesson in that? Because he's just going to kill them anyway. So what are they don't learn? Oh, they learn something, but then 20 minutes later they die. So
the movie's made to teach the audience a lesson more than the people in the movie, right?
Yeah, but it has to make sense in the movie as well. What is the point of teaching them a lesson if you're just going to kill them
I don't know if I agree with that. Because it's a movie. It doesn't have to make sense. Okay. It's a movie.
But then... okay, like I said, internal logic. It doesn't hold up. There's no point in teaching them a lesson if he's just going to kill them.
No, I still agree that it would have been a better ending if they all had to live with the consequences of their actions and they have to learn the lesson, sure. But for cinematic effect and dramatic effect, I understand why they chose to kill them all. It looks better in the movie. It's more of an impact for the audience.
For me, it was less of an impact because it made me start and nitpicking. It made me autistic.
Yeah, but that's because you didn't really enjoy the movie overall, so you just kept nitpicking throughout it all, while I, who enjoyed it, didn't.
Sure.
I saw the fun or the drama in the ending.
And here we get to the core of all film criticism. It's subjective.
It's all your own opinion.
You see?
Because I gave this 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it.
2.5.
Yeah.
And said that everything this movie tried to say, Nicolas Cage said in 2 minutes in Pig, and did it better, I think. The scene where he talks to the fancy chef,
clicked your link.
What does it all mean? Why are you doing this? And it's just that is one of the... We've talked about Pig, of course. One of the greatest films of the last 10 years. My second or third favorite of 2021. Technically, it's my second favorite. And rewatching my movies from that year, it's probably my favorite. But
I haven't had time to rewatch it yet, though.
Zack Snyder's Justice League is just too cool. I just can't. I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck off.
That movie, it was like a religious awakening for me. We've talked about that as well. Check out all the videos I made about that and our episodes and the commentary track on our Patreon. There's a 4-hour commentary track for Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Holy shit, we did that.
My co-host on my other podcast did that. Yeah,
Jesus
and if you
Christ.
want monthly commentary tracks, as well as exclusive episodes of this podcast, check us out on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. Yeah, $3 a month. Yeah. Anyway, back to the menu. So I don't really know,
the thing is, I don't know how to explain why I enjoyed it too much. I mean, I like the characters. I like the whole, pointing the finger at the characters. It's always fun to watch these kinds of pretentious assholes get their shit served to them, basically. I love it. I hate all these kinds of characters. I hate critics. I hate finance dudes.
You sit here.
Critics like that. Sure. Critics like that are what I say is the only thing that matters.
Sure.
Those kinds of people. I can make you famous. Just give me time and money and I'll make you famous. Fuck off. You should be famous on your own accords. You should be famous on your own accomplishes, not by someone writing your name in a review and you're famous. No. And also, I mean, she's dissecting the food like it's I don't fucking know what.
That's what made her a famous critic. I'm just saying, like,
yeah, but she's a douchebag about it because the sauce is not broken. It's fine, which she points out by serving her a big ass bowl of broken sauce. Because she's trying to fiend errors where there are none, and I hate that kind of person. They're so annoying.
She's done this. She's done this too long. Like she can't just keep writing that everything's fabulous. She becomes too discerning. That is something But
you know how you solve that? You go to a shitty restaurant.
No.
And you tell the truth about a shitty restaurant.
You need to be. You need to be more. As a critic, because that's I've talked about that as well. Like, I'm not on the same level. Don't worry. But like since I've been watching movies critically, I've been doing it now for a long time. I'm not just looking at movies for entertainment anymore. Almost never. It's an occupational hazard or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you become more discerning. Like, I don't like nearly as many movies as I used to do, but because first of all, I've seen more, and I know what to look for, like, in what I think is good in a movie. Of course, it's subjective. You can't really objectively critique a movie other than on, like, the technical aspects.
Neither can you with food.
No, of course. I mean, other on the technical aspects, of course. Like, if the sauce is broken, it's a bad dish. Sure. I'm just saying. Anyway, well, what you need to do there is just try to be more objective. Because you might get bored with doing it for too long, but then you need to just be more objective and kind of like search yourself. Like, why am I actually hating this? Is it just because I'm fed up with it, or would someone who's eating this not for the 1,000th time, but maybe for the 2nd time actually enjoy it? Yes, they would.
Or the first time, which is what you normally. When you review something, it's for the people who haven't yet experienced it, and they want to know, is this worth experiencing? So you need to look at it more objectively.
That's just my.
I mean, you could also cleanse your palate by going somewhere else, doing something different, tasting some other kind of food that you've never tasted before. Fucking, I don't know, go to a different continent and try their food.
That is my little tip as a semi-professional critic, not of food but of movies. Like, get out of your head. Maybe even get your head out of your ass for a little bit. And try to be more objective when you feel like you're being too subjective. Anyway, back to the main.
But same with like all the characters here. The movie star is just it's like he's just exploiting this and he's name dropping, and I fucking hate those people too. But it's funny to watch him try to be relevant somehow because he's obviously fallen off. No one cares. That's why he's doing a travel food show. That's where they it sounds bad, but that's what they do when they don't have anything else to do anymore. I mean, look at Gordon Ramsay. He even did that.
Yeah.
When he didn't know what to do anymore, fuck it, I'll travel and talk about food. That's how you add other flavors to it.
That's so dumb. That's kind of funny because there is also the other perspective on that. I don't know. Did you watch the show Master of None on Netflix with whatever his name is? Damn it, the comedian who was in Parks and Rec, Tom. You know Tom?
No,
I
don't think
Haverford
I did.
From Parks and Rec. What's his name?
No.
Whatever. Okay. Anyway, he's a struggling actor. Kind of a pretentious guy. He likes fancy food, and he cooks all this, exquisite food himself in his little apartment and stuff. Sort of wishing for, a high society life, but barely living in it because, he lives off his acting, but it's not like he does like commercials and small parts.
He's obviously not making enough money to live the life he wants to.
Not really, but he's not like struggling. That's not the point. He's wishing for more than he has, basically. But then he gets a chance. He I don't remember, but for some reason he gets invited to this super famous TV chef's like party. Somehow he knows someone who invites him. And they kind of strike up a conversation, and he actually gets a chance to be the co-host with this chef on a traveling food show or food travel show, whatever it's called. And he loves, new culinary experiences, to go to different countries, experience their kind of food and everything. So for him, that's the greatest thing ever.
Sure, but if you do enjoy it, the movie star in the menu, he obviously doesn't care about food.
But that's also like. It's this weird criticism, like saying like, oh, traveling food shows they're all just for washed up actors and TV chefs.
Not all of them.
No, but that's what they're saying in this movie. Like, it's so one note. It's so on the nose with every character. It's the same thing. It's this not caricature, that would be funny, but it's this stereotype. They're all stereotypes. But that's not interesting. I've seen that before, and I've seen it done better.
But I haven't seen all of these stereotypes in one room being judged at the same time before.
So it's the Avengers of bad stereotypes.
I haven't seen the...
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't like the Avengers, so that doesn't work for me.
This was a much greater version of the Avengers, then, if we want to put it that way.
Yeah.
Because at the same time we have, the movie star is he's just trying to be relevant again. I don't care. Write a movie or something. Pay for it yourself. The rich people who obviously just don't appreciate the money they have. Couple. Literally, yeah. And then Tyler, the influencer wannabe, who is simply just annoying. Yeah. And before we understand why he's so nonchalant to everything's happening around him, he is an absolute douchebag as well, which is fun. Because I like seeing Nicholas Hoult playing a douchebag. It's funny.
Yeah.
I've never seen him do that before. I don't think I have seen that, at least.
I don't think I have either. I haven't...
He's always the sweetheart of some sort.
The moves I've seen him in.
Yeah. Well, except for, I guess, Mad Max
he becomes
Fury
a good
Road,
guy,
but,
sort of, you know.
That's true.
What's his name of that? Nux, right? Yeah, Nux.
Yeah, Nux.
Oh, right, and his friend is Slit. That's a cooler name. Anyway, Mad Max. That's a movie we should talk about. That's a great movie.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll add that to the list. The non-existent
Mad Max
list, to be honest.
Sure. We'll do that, of course, before Furiosa. Which they are doing now. Damn it. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, but other than him being a douchebag, I don't really see what his crime... I mean, yeah, when we find out, like... But that's because you put him in this situation, like, you...
No, he searched for the attention. He contacted Chef Slowik.
Oh, yeah, of course. But that was before the whole death menu was a thing. We talked about this as well. He just wanted to experience the food. This food that he has been looking at and hungering for, for so long. And you know, and that's all. But
it seems like
we know about him. Sure, he's a little pretentious.
No, he wants to he wants this experience. He wants to eat Chef Slowik's food so he can post about it, so he can tell people that he got to experience this exclusive and fantastic cuisine. Not because he 100% appreciates it, but because he wants the bragging rights.
I don't remember that.
He's the only one who cares enough to take pictures, even though they say, please don't take pictures. Okay. And he does it 2 or 3 times until the fajitas, where they print the pictures on them of him taking pictures. I forgot that.
Okay, sure.
So he's the weaseling influencer who's just trying to grab any kind of fame he can without any concern of what he's doing to the person he's taking it from.
But is it...
He's stealing artwork almost.
Well, once again, the movie doesn't discern that enough. Is he actually doing it just to show Like, is he an Instagram host saying like, "Hey, I was at this cool thing," or is he doing it because he wants to show the good food he actually ate? I don't know.
Well,
they don't say.
It feels like
because he wanted to be a douchebag.
He paints himself also as a foodie. Well, he tells everyone he's a foodie. But normally a foodie can cook a little bit. He is trash at cooking under pressure.
Put on the spot. That's not...
Yeah.
That's not fair. It's not fair.
But also, if you want to appreciate the food, you would respect the rules and you wouldn't take pictures.
So off to the gulag for you then, I suppose.
I don't say it's worthy of a death sentence, but I understand why that would annoy someone who's made the food, obviously.
Yeah.
It's like going to the theater. If you go to a play or musical or something, you don't record it or take pictures. Come on.
No.
This is supposed to be experienced on site at the spot. Movies are another thing.
That's why they don't. That's why they do allow cell phones in restaurants, because movies are a purely visual, audio-visual.
No, not movies. Theater. Movies are another thing because they are recorded and widely spread.
No. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about pirating here, like the audience taking pictures, like.
No, I don't care about pirating.
What are you talking about? Why can't you photograph food then? You're talking about stealing art.
Yeah, because you're supposed to experience, when you make theater or food like that, you're supposed to experience it yourself in person. You're not supposed to look at someone's picture and go, yeah, cool, I've seen it now and don't care.
Yeah, but you can't experience food without tasting it.
Exactly, so you have to make a reservation instead.
So you see the picture and say, oh, that looks awesome, I would like to eat that.
Yeah, but if they haven't agreed on a picture being taken, you shouldn't take it. That's why we have reviewers or whatever the fuck we're called, critics.
Okay.
That's why restaurants and musicals and theaters invite critics to write a piece on it, and they can take pictures. They'll have stock footage of it that they can show.
Were bad.
To entice other. Well, certain critics are. Not all critics. I didn't say all critics.
You see the problem here? That's the problem.
No.
Like it's.
They're two different things.
But
he's allowing critics to show his food when they're showing it in a fair lighting. He doesn't like it when they're exploiting him. Do you understand what I'm meaning,
barely.
At least?
Barely.
Oh, my Lord.
The guy paid for the food.
Yeah, to eat it, not to take pictures of it.
But it's his food!
Yeah, but would you take pictures in a theater when you're watching a musical or something?
No, but that's because it could disturb the actors. If I use flash photography or something.
Yeah, but if you don't use flash...
yeah, no, because that's nothing... Because...
This experience at, what's it called, Hawthorne or something, is an experience. It's like going to a theater. That's why they cook in front of the guests.
Yeah, but once again,
when you get to this kind of restaurant, it's more than just the food. It's everything.
Yeah, but he just takes pictures of the food.
Yeah, but it ruins the experience.
Okay. I completely disagree. If he just takes pictures of the food, you haven't tasted it, you didn't get the serving experience, you didn't get the fucking aura of the restaurant. It is just a teaser. Well, if you pirate a movie or a play and people watch that on their phones, they've seen all of it. Basically, of course they haven't experienced everything. That's the whole point. But they can say, "No, I've seen the movie. Yeah, I saw it on my computer. Someone cammed it for me." You can't say that if you watch a picture of a fucking sushi roll or whatever, because you haven't tasted it.
Would you say the same of going to see an artwork in a museum? Is it the same as watching it on a screen? If you look at, what's his name? Starry Nights. What's his dude?
I don't know.
Van Gogh? If you see it on a screen or if you see it in real life. I've seen pictures of the Mona Lisa, but apparently it's a completely different experience when you see it in real life.
But you can't taste the Mona Lisa. There's different.
No, but you can take in the ambience of the museum.
But there is that one crucial thing. There's that other sense, taste, that is not involved in any of the other mediums than food.
Yeah, but I don't know how else they could have depicted it. Like, they're just bunching it in with this because they have to put it in with every other of the parasites here.
Yeah, that's my problem, because I don't find it parasitic to take pictures of your food. It's dumb, but it's not parasitic.
It's parasitic when they ask you not to.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Which they explicitly say multiple times. Don't take pictures of the food.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
and he still does it.
So that's
but he's still not worthy of a death sentence.
To embarrassing him in front of the people he adores, and then further humiliate him by telling him he is an awful, awful cook. So it goes so far as that he hangs himself in the meat locker.
Oh no, but he only does it out of respect.
Yeah, but
because Chef Slowik tells him to hang himself.
Do you see the problem there?
Sure, but it's an extreme. Because it's a movie.
Okay. But
you have to go to extremes because it's a movie. Otherwise it won't have an impact. Otherwise it wouldn't make you this upset and angry over it.
I'm angry. I'm not angry over the movie. The movie just made me like annoyed. It's what makes me more angry is what you like about it, because it's exactly what I dislike about it.
Well, isn't that the point of a movie? The people should have different opinions and should be able to discuss it.
I once again, it's
we said something. We said, well, I said it,
but it's also like
when we were talking about it before.
Of course, like it's subjective, and I respect your opinion, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. No, that's why that's why it makes me angry, because I find that very, very it's a weird, it's such a tunnel vision way to look at people.
Sure,
you can make that in a jokey way, but not in a serious way. Because then it gets creepy. Then it becomes the whole when you just creepy. Like seriously looks into a camera and says, "I punch Nazis." Like, okay, if you make a joke about it, then it's funny. But if it's just like,
but they wanted to make a horror thriller. They wanted to make it scary, and they wanted to have
comedy,
blood and no, it's tagged as a horror thriller.
Okay, that's not how they sell it in the what's it called, the trailer. And I'm wasn't it like nominated? Maybe I could be completely wrong here, but I thought it was nominated for like a Golden Globe. Best performance. This was only acting performances, but best performance by an actor/actress in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. This is supposed to be a comedy, Rebecca.
Yeah, I didn't see it as a comedy. I saw it as a thriller horror movie.
Even like scary on a like I am concerned kind of way, not scary in like, ooh, I'm scared because it's a scary movie.
But where's the comedy in it?
That they're killing rich people.
How's that comedic?
Let's get political for a little bit. Lefties thinks that's funny. That's how far it's gone.
I'm pretty sure I would be considered a lefty, though.
I mean, I'm like far left people. They find that like entertaining. Like, ha ha ha! Yes, we can just line up rich and pretentious people and shoot them. That's funny.
But then they wouldn't like Tyler being killed because he's not rich. No. They wouldn't like the assistant being killed because she's not rich.
She is. Mommy and Daddy paid for college.
No, she's not. Oh, but that's not
the
being
only
rich,
funny
though.
thing in that movie. When he's like, but I went to Brown. Scholarship? No, Mom and Dad paid. Sorry. That's funny because it's witty. It's clever. It's actually timed well as a joke. You know.
Sure. Yeah, that's
the only time
clip.
I laughed in the movie. But sorry,
I wouldn't consider her being rich because of that. Because she's still working on her own and she's making her own money after school. She's not still living on Mommy and Daddy's money.
No, yeah, but that's what makes it funny, because that's so over the top.
Would all the rich lefties think that's funny?
Yes, they do. They produced this movie. Fucking Will Ferrell
weird.
and I'm pretty sure we talked about this. I think Adam McKay, the man who made Don't Look Up, produced this movie. I don't remember seeing his name, but I'm pretty sure his production company was involved. Gary Sanchez. Where do you see that? Cast and crew?
Maybe. I'm scrolling through it. But they're not at the top with production people. No. The only production I can find is production design. That's nothing with that. Well, there we go. Yeah, produced by Will Ferrell, Jenna Go, Katie Goodson, Betsy Koch, Adam
okay,
McKay,
so they were both there.
Dan Tram Nguyen, Sarah Phillips,
I don't know anybody,
Seth Rice, Michael Sled, and Will Tracy. There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, Will Ferrell and
Adam
McKay.
The guy who made Don't Look Up. And thought he was like changing the world with it. Do you understand? That was another movie about it. It's so funny that all the horrible right-wing politicians goes into space and then they get eaten by space monsters.
That one was made funny though, sort of.
That's the same kind of movie as this. I hated Don't Look Up.
They had more of a funny point of view to it than the menu. The menu's more dark and serious.
Sure, but they're both supposed to be comedies.
Yeah, I don't see.
Okay.
I do not see the menu as a comedy.
It definitely has like comedy.
I walked in thinking they would be like a manhunt and murders constantly.
The guy who hides in the chicken coop, and then there's the hands him like a souffle or whatever it is. Like, congratulations on winning. Like, it's supposed to be a comedy, but
that's
it's not
just a
funny.
I just saw that as comic relief.
Okay.
Like that was just a tiny glimpse
or the scene where all the ladies like the veil has been thrown off. Like, okay, let's just sit down and like, can we talk about this? And there's like, it was actually my idea.
About that.
Yeah, that is quote unquote comedy, Rebecca.
I did not see it as comedy. That has so many dark revelations in it that I couldn't see the comedy of that.
It's a black comedy. And either way, or the fact that Nick Holt's character just keeps eating while the guy shoots himself in the head.
That was a little bit funny. But it's also disturbing, though.
That's what a black comedy is. It's you're laughing at.
But I would not put it on the same level as Don't Look Up. For Christ's sake, my cat just opened my bathroom door, and you might hear a noise in the background.
Whatever. Yeah, but it's all these elements that just does not work for me. Also,
sure,
like. Making fun of rich people is too easy. And that's also why I never like these movies. Not specifically because they think they're doing something like revolutionary, like pointing a finger at the other people. Like, no, that's not. That's been done for so long, and actually in a more nuanced and funny way. Fucking Keeping Up Appearances, Miss Bouquet. The English TV show is much funnier in that way. Like, we hate her, but we also kind of love her, but we hate her because she's a pretentious rich fuck. But it's layered in the fact that we kind of like her as well.
The one thing I didn't like about the menu, because I enjoyed it, I didn't like the main character.
Margot.
I didn't like Margot.
No, because she is just an avatar for all these asshole producers who like, oh, rich people. Like,
no, but like I could like appreciate her not enjoying the food because it's not her thing, but having to write her as I mean, she's a prostitute, right?
Is she?
Or a escort or something.
I think I zoned out for that part.
Because the old rich guy had hired her.
Didn't she just work for his company? So it was like I'm gonna assault my assistant kind of thing. Oh, okay.
No, he hired her for one night, basically.
I guess I'd zoned out by then.
Which is what Tyler's done as well, because his girlfriend broke up with him, so he just hired someone to come with him because Who cares if a prostitute
Well,
dies?
then I gotta say, she's terrible at her job as an escort, because she's supposed to be like, it's the, the girlfriend experience, I suppose. I haven't done it myself,
Yeah, but
I don't have the money. But like, aren't you supposed to be like,
Ew.
I'm kidding, please. I wouldn't spend money on a woman. Anyway, sorry. Isn't she supposed to be like, like always smiling, like arm candy kind of thing? She acts like a disinterested like girlfriend. Like, ugh, I don't really want to go, but I guess I will. Like, why would you?
No, but she starts out trying to be like nice but then he starts commenting on her not eating the food, not appreciating it. She's like, but I can't appreciate it
before they get on the boat.
I can't appreciate
like,
it.
Why? Like basically questioning like, why are we even going? And like, oh, I don't know about anything about this.
I think that's just a little bit of banter between them. I didn't see that as her being like annoyed with him or trying to annoy him.
Okay, smiling, holding his hand, like.
But that's not realistic either, though.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Jesus, then that's a poor show as well.
Isn't that what you pay for in an escort?
I don't know. I've never paid for one.
No, but fucking, haven't you seen Pretty Woman?
Actually, no, I haven't.
Anyway, like.
I've seen clips.
That's the whole point.
He might have. I'm guessing he was vague about what they were actually doing as well, and like he didn't set it up properly.
I thought they worked together, and he just picked her like, because I just need another person on the ticket or whatever.
No, he paid for her to be there.
Well,
but she's trying to be nice, and then he's more and more turning into a douchebag, and then eventually it turns out that he just picked her up. Without any care in the world that she's gonna die. He's
literally a traitor in human flesh, then we kill him.
Yeah, too. Yeah, sure. Which is why she crawls over the table and slaps him or whatever she does. Which apparently wasn't in the script. I saw a clip from an interview that Anya Taylor-Joy wanted to like add some proper female rage into that, because she wouldn't just take it, she would have slapped him. So she added that, apparently.
That's good, I suppose.
Nice detail, sure, but she's still an annoying character in general.
Yeah.
And you have completely lost interest.
A little bit.
How about we just wrap it up?
Oh, jeez, we're going for 50 minutes. Yeah, maybe we will. Yeah.
We obviously have differing opinions here. I could turn off my criticism and just watch it as a movie a little bit more than you could.
But then you're literally only enjoying it because they're killing pretentious people. And that is very like Roman Empire style of entertainment.
We need that too sometimes.
Sure. I don't know. It's
not everything has to be a deep dive into the human psyche.
No, but this is supposed to be. That's the thing.
Sure, but they're doing it for me. I don't have to think. They're doing it for me.
Then I'd rather watch like John Wick shoot 100 guys because
oh yeah, definitely.
They're technically humans, but I mean they're just it's an action movie. It's not like trying people being burned to death or being like hanged or shot. Well, shot in the head. They do get shot in the head in John Wick movies a lot, but you know what I mean. It's a different.
I think someone gets hanged as well. Actually,
I don't know. It's a different kind of violence. And I mean, for the most part, it is self-defense. They're gunning for him, so it's also that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not trying to say like, oh, killing people is wrong in movies, because I definitely don't think it's wrong to kill people in movies. It's fun to kill people in movies.
That's the only place you can't kill people. That in video games.
But it's the way they relish in it, which is so strange for me. The way this deep like vitriol and hatred for these kind of people.
But I mean, they kill themselves as well, though.
No, but I mean, no. But now I'm talking about the filmmakers, like why they choose to make this.
Oh, right, yeah.
It is so strange how you can feel such hatred for a person who's not even done that much bad. Like, oh, she's a pretentious critic. Like, come on. There are worse people out there.
They're channeling all the bad reviews they've had and putting them all into one person and killing them off. Or something.
Exactly.
There's probably some sort of accumulative emotions put into each character, and that's why they're killing them.
I don't know if that's masturbatory or narcissistic or just deranged, but I don't like it. Yeah.
All of it. All of the
probably.
above. Which is something you can do as a movie maker when you have that kind of money. Go for it. Kill your haters. Go for it.
Okay, sure. Well,
I mean, I probably would if I had that money as well. I'd kill my haters. Love it. On film,
be
obviously.
Above that at that point? That's the point. No, you're supposed to be petty. Of course. Petty.
Everyone's supposed to be petty. Why should you be above anything?
Why should you be? Why? That's also the thing. Why should we strive for a higher understanding of something? Like,
no one else does it. Why do I have to do it? Why should I be the first one?
You're not the first one.
I'm fucking with you. I know,
and that's the worst part also. Because that's also the thing. Like when you're trying to show the other part of something like this, she's like, oh, so you're on the pretentious people side, okay? Like, no, I'm not. But there are other ways of doing it.
Yes, it's not just black and white. Obviously, exactly. There are thousands of nuances of gray.
It's so unnuanced. Yes. It's so black and white that I don't understand how anyone could actually appreciate it. I'm sorry. I don't have to understand it, I suppose.
And that's your opinion. Yeah. No, that's the thing. You don't have to. It's fine.
Either way. I just want to quickly talk about the Patreon episode for this. It's going to be our companion episode to this, or companion piece to this. It's like going to be another, rich people movie. It's going to be The Triangle of Sadness, or just Triangle of Sadness, which came out the same year as The Menu in America, technically. And I gotta say, like, as a little teaser for that episode, that was a great movie. I really
much better.
Like it. That's how you make a movie criticizing pretentious people. Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, so stay tuned and check out the Patreon if you want to hear what we think of it.
Check it out. Patreon.com/don'tmakeascene.
Links are everywhere. As usual.
Yes, and we'll be back with another free episode next week when we're talking about After Sun, right?
Or Cocaine Bear. We haven't decided
yet. Or Cocaine Bear. Probably Cocaine Bear because of clicks.
We'll see how the internet deems it worthy.
But until then, have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
The Spoilercast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It is produced and directed by Tobias Vedén and hosted by Tobias and Rebecca Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén and Laura Kinney. I also want to give a huge shout out to all our patrons over on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. Mom, Dad, Laura Kinney, Danny Del Gaiso, and Mac and Mom.